Hey guys, Jack here. I just wanted to make this video to kind of explain myself a little bit, and I got something I want to show you and talk about. A few months ago, I made a video. I had one of my subscribers ask me the question, what my go-to markers were, and I made a video about it. And in the video, I talk about all my mechanical markers, and I also explain that, I'm not a big fan of electric guns, and I like mechanical guns, Tippmans, things of that nature. Well, I had a situation happen it's been about 3 weeks now, and I went to my local field, and on the first game, I got to my favorite spot that I like, and I really, I lit up some guys, and I took out a bunch of dudes. Well, the very next game that we had, these guys definitely were looking for me. And they had Empire Axes. One of the kids had a Vanquish. There was a couple of Luxes. These guys had some high-end guns. And I got to tell you, they lit my ass up all day long. And I was frustrated because my mechanical gun could not keep up with these guys. So I went against my personal beliefs about mechanical guns, talked to my wife about it, and she let me do it. And I went out and I got one of these Planet Eclipse GTEKs. Now I got to tell you something. I never thought I would say this, but I'm going to say it. This is by far the best marker I've ever owned. The packaging, I'm sure you've seen all the other videos and the packaging, and it's beautiful. Everything fits in there. The parts kit is huge. They give you the grease and a beautiful tool kit and everything else. So I'm not going to sit here and go over all that. All I can say about that is their packaging is just incredible. But what I do want to talk about is how incredibly well this gun operates. I have never shot anything as smooth, accurate, quiet, air efficient. I couldn't believe how many paintballs I actually got out of a little peanut tank. About 1,000 shots from a little peanut tank that I have. 48 cubic inch, 4,500 48 cubic inch. But basically, here's the marker right here. This is a GTEK. It's a two-piece barrel, which I'm sure you're aware of. It's a 689. And, some people say it's a shaft, some people say it's not a shaft, but it's as close as you're going to get for 550 bucks. But basically, what I want to talk about is that I've kind of changed my thinking now. I realize that more and more players are getting these high-end, fast-shooting markers, and my mechanicals just can't keep up. Like I said, these kids hunted me the whole entire day, and there was nothing I could do. I mean, I could get a few shots on them, and then it would just be a rain of paint. And they're just semi-auto, too. No ramping, nothing, because the field I play at, you can't use ramping modes. But, what I will say about it is this. For $550, this marker is probably the best bargain and the best shooting marker. I mean, maybe a GO 3.5 might be better. The LV1, I'm not really a fan of poppets when it comes to electric guns. I like spools, because I do have some other spool valve electric guns. I just didn't really use them much. So, the very next week, I went back to the same field with this GTEK. And it didn't work out for that group of guys, because I lit them up all day. This thing shoots as accurately and more precisely than any other marker I've ever shot. And I've shot some Luxes. I mean, I don't own one, but I've shot them. And I've shot the new the SP Shocker. This gun has it all over those. The maintenance on it is ridiculously easy. I mean, ridiculously easy. It's this. That's it. That's the whole marker right there. You can look right through. This is the Gamma Core, and it's the same basic bolt configuration as their highest, $1,700 guns. It's so simple. It's so air efficient. And I got to tip my hat to Planet Eclipse. And you know what? I can't even. I don't even want to pick up my Tippmans anymore. I hate to. Sorry, Tippman. You know, but uh, this gun is so accurate, so quiet, so fast. You know, the one thing I have to say is that, you know, I didn't like the way the trigger felt when I first got it. And I've heard other guys in different reviews talk about the trigger, and how they don't really like the trigger. Well, you know, I went into the manual and I fiddled and fiddled and probably took me a couple hours to sit there. I went through, you know, a couple bags of paint until I got the trigger where I liked it. Because it is adjustable. It's a 3-point adjustment. So I've heard some guys say it's a 4-point. It's not. One of the adjustment screws is for the trigger pin itself, and that's got to stay all the way in all the time. That's what releases the trigger from the frame. So it's a 3-point adjustment, and I had a fiddle with it. But now that I've fiddled it, I have it exactly where I like it. I like a stiff trigger pull, and you can walk this thing without even much effort at all. Very easy to walk the trigger on this. As a matter of fact, I had to cap it. I had to put it on the semi-capped, because when I had it on uncapped, I had to be pulling 15 balls a second. I'm not even lying about that. I mean, it shoots that smoothly and quickly. So just to be fair, I set it to semi-capped at 10.2 a second, because I guess that's what the standard is nowadays. I mean, when I first started playing and electros came in, there was guys shooting 20 balls a second. It was just ridiculous. And over the last, you know, I'd say 6 or 7 years, you know, that rate of fire has been dropped down to 10.2. And even at 10.2 balls a second, if you can't light someone up with that, then you shouldn't be playing. But I just had to just give a shout out to Planet Eclipse. It's the best $550 I ever spent on a marker. I'm going to sell all my other markers, or just keep a few of them to let my friends borrow, because after shooting this, I don't know if I can go back to a mechanical. It just gives you that much of an advantage. It is so smooth, quiet, and fast, and air efficient. It just takes all the doubt that you have when you're out there. I mean, you know that you're carrying a marker that's going to give you an advantage. I also had to point this out. I went out and I bought a Planet Eclipse Apex Ready front tip, because being a woods ball guy, I like having an Apex. It's a good advantage to have out there. I mean, I don't use it all the time, and I don't really use it for, shooting around corners or dive bombing. I'd like to use it just to get to reach out, to get a little more distance. Sometimes I'll have a group of guys coming down, and I can see their balls are falling 20, 30 feet in front of me, and I'm on them. But it's pretty cool. And as far as Apexes are concerned, it's probably got the best porting that I've ever seen on an Apex Ready tip. I don't know if you can pick it up in the video, but it's got a shit ton of friggin' porting on it, and it's a little. I mean, the barrel itself, the Apex tip barrel, is pretty light, but the Apex has some weight to it, so it does change the ergonomic of the gun. But for the most part, it's a nice advantage to have when you're out there. But I know I'm getting a little long-winded, and I feel like I'm being a little bit of a hypocrite, because I was kind of against electric guns in my last video. But like I said, after those 14-year-olds lit me up for frickin' 6 hours at my local field, I said, I just can't do this anymore, and I'm going to have to get something to compete. And for the money, this GTEK it shoots darts. I mean, this thing is fantastic. So, I'm kind of new to the whole YouTube thing, and, I don't know how good this video is going to come out, or if you're going to like it or anything, but I hope you do, and if you got a few bucks to spend and you want to step your game up, I would strongly suggest getting one of these. So, like I always say, rock on, man. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.